Visit Auto K Suzuki to get assured delivery this festive season.
We are supposed to be getting a COA enrollment number. So that recognizes us as architecture students. So after we graduate, after a 5-year degree, we use that number, and later that would smoothen our process of getting an architectural license to further practice in the real world. Without this, it becomes an impediment or a hindrance for us to apply for our license to design buildings and get into the field later. So what is the issue currently at GCA? In the year 2019-2020, the government had increased our capacity from 40 students to 50 students. That is increasing it by 10 students. But the same wasn't conveyed to the COA. So currently, we are a college that is recognized to have only 40 seats in each class. So that brings us under the impression that we don't have 10 extra students. So currently, we've come under this whole issue of 10 plus students in each class not having a COA number. And this is a very strong issue because currently we have 5th years who would just be graduating in another few months. And when they step into the real world, they'll be just left hanging like that. So we are currently in the fear that all our students, so now that forms 20% of our college who don't have COA numbers at all. And we being the only college in Goa, it's a big shame for us not to have this. And now looking into this, it's our administration's issue, and they need to be raising it up at the higher level. It is all doable. What we demand is that it should be fastened, and to be very honest, this should have been done in the year 2019 onwards, 2019-2020 batch onwards. So currently we as students have come together, and we've been trying to raise this issue to our administration for quite some time. We had spoken to them last Wednesday to get all the documents sorted, place it before us, have some transparency on how this is going to be taken up and above in the higher levels.
The reason why they must be not sending our enrollment numbers is one, either our college has not followed up and spoken to the COA about that our students have been increased from 40 to 50, or they have already followed up and the COA is rejected because we are falling short on faculty as well as infrastructure. And so then apart from this, we would like to bring up a lot of other problems that have been going through in our college. When it comes to infrastructure, there's not been any basic amenities such as water and electricity for a continuous period of time in the last 5 years. Ever since I was there in first year, I'm a 5th year student right now. The basic providing of drinking water has not been available to students, as well as improper toilets for females. Now we had a social activist recently who came and spotted this issue in our college, and there was a small video put on media. As soon as that was out, then our administration has corrected this issue about the female toilets. Our male toilets are completely not usable, as well as there are plug points in every single class that have electricity surges, and students are getting a shock from touching these plug points. Other things, as now the COA sends a few people to inspect our college every year. There have been 2 inspections in the last 5 years because we had COVID in between. Now these inspectors that came a week prior to this, only then there have been a few touch-ups like painting, as well as electricity and water has been provided and repaired just before this inspection itself, and nothing has been working year-round. Other issues is we have a few years back, the administration has appointed a faculty who is mentally disabled, and she has been causing also a lot of problems in our college. So that issue we have continuously raised towards our administration, but nothing has been done so far. There have been students in debt for the last 5 years when it comes to reimbursements, when it comes to college events, as well as class tours and other activities being done in our college. This is all we have to say.
Okay, so Kevin, whom do you blame for all this?
It's purely the administration's fault and not the COA. The COA has been doing their job consistently, all properly as per their rules and regulations. Our administration has to follow up and take their job seriously, because this has not been done the past 5 years. We as 5th year students, and as well as the whole college together, we are facing this problem of not being enrolled in the COA.
So is there any response from your principal? Is there any response from your
So we approached the principal on Wednesday, and we demanded him a few documents. When we gave him a deadline on Monday. Now the Monday deadline, which is yesterday, he showed up. We gave him a Monday deadline at 3 o'clock. No documents were provided as to, no data was given as to what is the list being sent and whether any follow-ups have been done on that. There's no data being provided to us whatsoever. And so we gave him a deadline, extension of the deadline till today, 12 o'clock. Again, as you can see, he has not shown up to college and nothing has been done. We have just been getting verbal promises from our administration. We need written promises and with their signature being given and saying that this job will be done in so and so timeline. We have students passing out in March. If they don't get their enrollment number, they cannot apply for a license to get their registration number under the COA, and they will not be able to practice. Our administration has even gone to the extent of saying that we can use other students and other alumni's numbers to practice instead of our own.
Now we have gotten this quote from one of the higher authorities in administration saying that it's fine if you don't have a number. Once you graduate, why don't you all use the number of an other architect? And that is highly unprofessional. That's actually against law. You can be jailed for things like that. So getting these statements from higher administrative people who hold those posts is very disheartening. And as students who are studying a professional degree, it's absolutely not taken, and we don't like things like this being told to us.